in the Carolinas. It's Russ. It's Les. It's the Man Space Podcast. Take it away, fellas.
Thank you, voice girl, and welcome once again to another edition of the Man Space Podcast. Now, this is the voice of Russ, and with me, as always, is my co-host who is upset that he didn't win an Oscar the other night. The one and only Big Les.
What's up, man?
Your performances on this show would have been Oscar worthy.
That's what I said. And my feelings are actually truly hurt, bro. Truly. Truly. It's astounding that they didn't pick me. You know?
Astounding.
Astounding.
I love when you pull out the big words, bro.
Boy, you know, it's I only get them every once in a while.
When you stretch the limits of your vocabulary.
Hey, man, sometimes you gotta act like you want to be somewhere. You know,
there you go.
You gotta act the part to be the part. You know, that's why I'm astounded that I didn't get it. I've been acting this whole time.
Right. That part is 100% true. Because he is acting like he does not curse up a storm for however long we record. That is the greatest acting job in the world.
Well, I tried, boy. It's hard.
It's less.
You might as well call me the cuss man. You know what I'm saying? But you know, to me, to my benefit, to my defense, right?
Yeah.
They say people who cuss a lot are the most honest.
Mm. I've never heard that.
You never heard of it?
No.
Well, you know, I could be lying, but I'm not. I could just have a foul mouth from the west side of Detroit. I don't know.
I believe that may be true.
Yeah, that's true. Don't tell my mama, though. My mama would get upset. I didn't raise you like that, you heathen.
Mama Les, I just throw in random bleeps on him. That's all. That's all. He doesn't really say all the stuff that I make him say and post edit. Okay.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you telling somewhat of the truth. Because sometimes I'll be like, man, I said that. And I just have to keep rolling with it. Because I said it. It's hard, though. It's hard.
It is.
Because we have a relationship, and
Yes.
this is how I talk.
Yes.
You know, I talk to you like that. Right? So you don't take offense to it. But, you know, I get it. Others could. You know, we are PG and we are a family show.
Mm-hmm.
But I love my compound words, dog. I can't let them go. They like crack.
Boy, I sit there half the time. I'm like Booker T.
You didn't say that. Tell me you did not just say that.
And here I am. I did. I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately. But you know, you got the best. Look at it like this: you got the best of both worlds.
Yes.
You know, we holy and we hood. You know, hey, it is what it is.
That's right. That's right.
Until you make holy upset, then he gets.
That's right. There we go. Hey, I tell my pastor all the time, you don't want me to preach. My mouth ain't delivered yet.
I know that's right. You don't want me nowhere near the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? No. Oh man. So what's been going on with you, brother, man?
Bro, let me ask you a question, because you are as much as you and I are different, right, we're alike in a lot of areas.
Yes.
And both of us are men who like to cook.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We rather enjoy getting in the kitchen and actually creating a meal.
Absolutely.
Not just, making fries and burgers. We actually like to create a meal.
That's right. We cook.
But have you ever just created something And you just sat there, and the minute you tried it, it was instant regret.
Yeah, I've done that a few times. I did that a few times, bro.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the first time I tried to cook a prime rib.
Mm.
I'll
Oh.
never forget that because I was having people over,
Mhm.
and I'm like, we're gonna throw some prime rib out on the grill.
Yeah.
Whoop, this gonna be great. The sides were perfect.
Right.
I had to, this is how bad it was. I had to go to the store and buy some chicken because that prime rib, bro. I mean, I'm telling you, you could in a car with it. It was that
Oh
tough.
no.
It was
No.
that tough, man. I did something a little bit, I was going well done because didn't nobody. I eat mine medium.
Right.
I overcooked it and it was tough.
Oh man.
Man. And I was boy, you know how much money I spent on that prime rib?
Yeah. Prime rib ain't cheap.
I ain't buy no 2-bone for $70. I bought a 6-bone.
Oh my.
That was like 12 steaks.
Yeah.
I couldn't find one that was tender enough to eat.
I have messed up some steaks now. Okay.
Yeah.
But wow. Usually if I buy steak, it's on the cheap end. It's like, I see a sale. I'm about to get it and cook it. Yeah.
No.
It's one of those that I know that they didn't change the date on, so I'm about to get it and cook it that same day.
Yeah. Oh, well, hey, your boy done messed around with them too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I see that manager special and be like, well, that look good for today's dinner.
Yes. Yeah. Today only.
Right. Today only. It ain't going in the freezer and it ain't sitting in the refrigerator.
Nope.
That's a today meal. Go home, wash that meat off, season it, and I singe that bad boy. I cooked it. So, hey, been there, done that one.
Well, I have. I was in the mood for some biscuits and gravy.
Ooh.
Every now and then, I just get an urge for that one. That's that's one of those things, and I didn't grow up with it. My mom never made it.
Well, how did you get introduced to it?
In the military.
Yeah.
My roommate, when I was in AIT, which is for those that don't know, AIT is your military school. So when I was in school, my roommate, who was from South Carolina, we went to the mess hall one morning, and I saw biscuits and gravy. I'm like, "What is that?" He's like, "Russ, it's delicious. You never had biscuits and gravy." And so he got me started. And I'm like, oh my, what have I been missing out for all these years? Biscuits and gravy are delicious, right? So I had a taste for some.
Yeah.
And I went in the store, and the price for the store was ransacked, it looked like, to begin with. So most stuff was missing. And I wasn't going to pay the price that they had for some Italian turkey sausage at the moment.
Lord have mercy. See, that's where you went wrong. That's where you went wrong.
Really over. Hey, everything, like I said, the store was ransacked. So most stuff was missing. And there was Italian turkey sausage sitting there. And I wasn't going to pay the price for that. So I saw some chorizo there.
Oh, no.
And I said, you know what? I bet this is going to be good. So I stood there in the store. I went on my phone, just Googled it real quick to see if people have done it. Sure enough, I found the recipes. Okay, I'm going to try it. Got home. I'm cooking up the chorizo, and I'm like, this don't look right. This don't look right. But I went ahead and finished it anyway. I went ahead and made it.
Okay.
And I got my fresh biscuits and everything, but I was smart.
Yeah.
I made something a little different for Mrs. Russ, so she didn't have to try the gravy. Because if I tried it and I liked it, then I would say, hey, you need, well, I'm going to eat it all. Maybe, but no, I was going to give her some, right?
Yeah.
But I did some smoked sausage for her off to the side, right, with the biscuits
Okay.
and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then I did some hash brown potatoes and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So I'm sitting there and I try one spoonful, dog, on a little bit of a biscuit. Nope. Push the whole plate away. I will suffer through some stuff because I'm cheap.
Yeah.
If I make it, and it's
It ain't
bad.
that bad.
Yeah, I will suffer through it. I just know that I ain't gonna make it again. That one, nope, was done.
Was it just the chorizo?
Yes.
Chorizo taste.
Yes, I did not like it.
Yeah, I don't think I would have did that one. I would have bought some bratwurst or something.
Yeah.
And put the skin, took them
out the skin.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, I learned my lesson, dog.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson. That was just instant regret, man.
Oh man. Hey man, I
Yeah.
hate that you brought that up
hmm
because sausage gravy, oh, it's so good.
It is.
You could drink it. If it's made right,
hmm
you could drink it. I've had
Food alert. Food alert. The Moonspace podcast is talking about food again. Food alert. Food
Let me
alert.
ask you this. We hear food alert.
Mhm.
It's on now, ladies and gentlemen. It don't matter. So, do you like pork spare ribs with sauce on them or sauce to the side?
On them.
How do you?
Yes.
You like
On
it?
them.
You like it spread and cooked in or just put on it and
No,
warmed
cooked
up?
in.
Do you?
I like it cooked in. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Mm.
I'm a no sauce kind of guy.
I
I dip if I want to.
I will dip. But because like a lot of places here
Mhm.
do smoked,
Yes.
and I don't like the taste of the smoked meat.
Oh,
So
okay.
I like it to be
That's
sauced,
different.
and then
Yeah,
give me
okay.
some extra sauce on the side
Okay,
to dip it in.
okay.
Now,
Okay.
even when I make my own, I
Mhm.
will still make my own that way. Even when I put them on the grill, I
Mhm.
will still sauce them. But
Oh.
I put a light coat of sauce and then have something else to dip them in because my wife doesn't. My wife goes in and out on the spice level.
Mhm.
Like she likes to control it herself, so I have to make it kind of mild for her,
Yeah, yeah.
and then have it have the spicier sauces out off to the side for me to
Right.
dip in. And then I love Bama white sauce, right? If you get a Bama white sauce that's made right with the horseradish in it, Bama white sauce has horseradish in it. I don't care if you don't make it that way, you're wrong. You get you some good Bama white, bruh.
I'm gonna tell you
It's
something.
on.
I never heard of Bama White until
Mm.
a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
However,
Mhm.
I had to try it because it piqued my curiosity. Right?
Mhm.
There's another big word. Anyway, it piqued my curiosity. When you got
Yeah.
a small vocabulary,
Right.
anything like that is big. But anyway, we're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So I was scared of it. But
Mhm.
first of all, I like my ribs dry. I
Yeah.
don't want them sauced up, right? I want to see the meat. I want to see what it looks like. I want to see the smoke ring because I love it.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay.
So I did it. It was on chicken though, right?
Mhm.
And when I say I mangled that chicken with that
Mhm.
white sauce, it was absolutely phenomenal.
See, there, I can't remember the radio station. There was a sports radio station there, and they had a deal with one of the little smokehouses down in the South Charlotte area.
Yeah, yeah.
And they would always talk about the Bama white sauce and how good the Bama white sauce was, right?
Mhm.
So my aunt came to town from Bama,
yeah,
and me and the missus we went over there to eat,
yeah.
and we tried the Bama white, and none of us liked it.
Mm.
And I'm just like, this place is so overrated. I'm just like, I don't like it. Like my aunt didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was just like average, right?
Right,
So we never went back. And so I found a recipe for the Bama white sauce. So I made it. I'm like, this is delicious, right? We had the Super Bowl party at the house. You know,
Mhm.
folks came over. I'm like, oh, try this. And they're like, you made this? Oh, folks were just like guzzling it, right? It was
Really?
just,
Yeah.
oh, they were killing it. They loved it, right? They were putting it on fried chicken,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, everything.
Yeah,
They was
yeah.
putting it on it, man.
Yeah.
But if it's done right, it's good stuff. I found a place here a few weeks back.
Mm-hmm.
I just stumbled upon it one day after church. This place, they got the Bama white sauce, and they have, and I love the East Carolina vinegar sauce.
Yeah.
That peppery vinegar, I
I'm
love
okay
it.
with it. I'm okay with
It to me is great. Harris Teeter has a peppery vinegar barbecue sauce.
Mm-hmm.
I love that stuff. It is so
Really?
good to me. Yes. Now that's a good dipping one for me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I
Well, see,
especially
it depends
with chicken.
on the meat.
I like to baste chicken with it on the grill,
Mhm.
and then I like to dip in it afterwards. Right.
Mm.
But they have the vinegar sauce, they have the mustard base, and then they have their classic one. Man, I put the vinegar and the white on my plate and mixed them together. Oh my God, I was having myself a fat old time. That stuff was so delicious, man.
Hey, man. I tell you, I like, how can I say it? See, a lot of people, like from the Midwest, we use something called, from Michigan, we use something called open pit.
Okay, yeah. Mhm.
And it's a vinegary,
Mhm.
it's thin, it's not like like some of the Kansas City and
Right.
and stuff that thicker,
They're thicker, yeah.
brown sugar, honey based stuff.
Yeah.
I like some of those too, but they're just a little bit too thick and sweet for me sometimes. I have to water those down for me.
Mm.
Right.
I like to make those, but
Yeah, I make those, but I'm just gonna say this. I prefer them naked, and I could dip and control the sauce. But I swear to you, on chicken, ain't nothing better than Alabama sauce, boy.
yeah. It's-
I ate a whole chicken.
Mm.
I just took the Bama sauce and just put it all over the chicken and just ate it, just completely.
Yeah.
And then my wife was like, "Where's my piece at?" I was like, "Oh, we're gonna have to order another half white, another
Right.
half, because
Mhm.
I smoked 8 pieces of chicken." And she was like, "How did you eat all that?" I was like, "First of all, the breast.
First of all,
They were small chicken breasts. So 2 of them is equal to normally 1 that I would eat.
Mhm.
And the same thing for the wings. So technically, I had 1 breast, 1 wing, right? A thigh and a half and a leg.
Mhm.
She said,
Mhm.
"I know you lying, but I laid them bones out." And you know, when the chicken clean, right?
yeah.
I inspect chicken thighs, right? Because I had a bad experience with a chicken thigh years ago.
Right.
Okay. There's a little cavity in that chicken thigh that you need to run your finger through and push that stuff on up out of there, right? And up against the spine. You need to pull that stuff off the spine. When I flipped that chicken over, bro, and it was clean bones all the way through the cavity, I knew then I was going to eat the whole chicken. I didn't eat no sides. I had macaroni and cheese that I really didn't like.
When it's done right, you don't need sides.
I didn't need not a side, bro. So my wife went home with all these sides. I had to order her some chicken. And she's like, "You're not going to get none of mine." So I was like, "Okay, well, order me another piece." Because, see, I like to walk around at night, and I can't be the only guy like this. When it hit about 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and I know this is a problem, because we're going to get into this.
Yeah.
I got the snack, bro. I got the snack. If it's a leftover piece of chicken, if it's a leftover piece of turkey in the greens or the beans or ham hock, I got a fork. I got a fork. I leave on the table. My wife don't put my fork up because she know what I'm gonna do.
Right.
Right? I'm not gonna eat the macaroni and cheese. I'm not going to eat the yams, and I'm not going to do all of that stuff. I'm headed straight for the meats.
Mm.
And I munch from, and this is so bad. This is so bad to say, but I'm going to say it. I munch from 8 p.m. to 11.
Mm.
I'm hungry right now.
Bro, my addiction with this snacking, which we'll get into, is these dang sunflower seeds. We were traveling over the weekend.
Yeah.
And so, to keep me awake, I snack on sunflower seeds. Yeah. And so it's like, I ain't have nothing to throw, my seeds into yet, because I usually take an empty cup after I drink something, but I hadn't got a drink yet. So I got my seeds going, and I'm tossing them out the window because we'd only car on the road, and then finally everybody catches up to us, and I'm like, well, I ain't gonna keep throwing them out the window with everybody right here. So I'm like, oh, babe, can I get a piece of paper? So I'm like spitting them into the paper, got it rolled up in a little makeshift cup and just spitting them into the paper. My wife look at the bag. She's like, you done ate half the bag. Then she telling me how much sodium's in. Now I was like,
I knew that was coming.
So you got me in so much trouble. It's something else I want to talk about, but you got me in so much trouble, right?
What I do?
So I sat there. I said, "Don't play with my seeds," and I took my seeds back from her. I said, "I run this," and she says, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah, Glow." She's like, she looked at me and was like, what the
Oh, you almost had the doctor putting it out there.
Oh my God. Yeah, that one's your fault, man. You guys I like, hey, this is less. This is Les's thing. What that mean? That's less. Oh my gosh. Oh man, let's go to break, man, and reset. So, little punishment angle that happened to me after our little Glow incident. Miss Russ decided to say, "Hey, I'm gonna give you a challenge." She said, "From now until our anniversary, which is in December, every day you have to walk 3 miles."
Oh.
Every single day.
Oh, okay.
So this is supposed to start yesterday.
Key word.
Yeah. I didn't do it yesterday. I didn't do it yesterday. I started off bad right off the bat, but I got up this morning, right?
Yeah.
5 o'clock in the morning. Got out there on the treadmill.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So I'm a little tired right now, but 5 o'clock this morning, I'm up on the treadmill. My knee is so swollen right now from walking on that treadmill. I am like in so much pain. And then I had to do a physical for my job, right? On top of that. So I had to be at this place across town at 8:30 this morning to do this physical for my job.
Yeah.
Right. Not that I do anything physical, right? I don't do nothing physical.
Right.
But because I have a company vehicle, everybody who has a company vehicle has to do.
Yeah,
you got to do this, get checked. You got to do the urinalysis, the drug test, And because I was getting ticked, because not only did I do that, I got popped on for the third time in a year for random drug tests. So they sent both of them to me at the same time. I'm like, wait a minute now.
Right.
You know, so needless to say, it got me thinking. So I'm in there talking with the doctor today, you know, and he's got me, you know, checking, you know, doing all this stuff to see if I got, you know, any type of limitations or anything, which I don't, right? You know, I'm a big guy, but I'm relatively healthy. I'm not as strong as I used to be. I can't do some of the things I used to do, but I'm relatively in good shape, right? So he's got me turning one way, you know, and turning. He says, did you notice that you can turn more to your left than you can do your right? He's, you know, and I said, yeah. He says, well, you know, you got a little curvature in your spine, you know, and that's he said, it ain't gonna kill you, you know, you just live with it, you know, it'll be all right.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, okay, yeah. I just always thought it was because I was fat, right? Doctor didn't know whether or not to laugh, and I straight stone faced him when I said it, and he got a smirk, you know, and I kept stone facing him.
Yeah.
And finally, you know, he had to turn away from me so he could actually laugh. So anyway, so now that just kind of pushed us to a little bit of a health kick, you know, and trying to get ourselves back in shape, because in reality, man, nothing is more sobering than seeing pictures of yourself. And so, you know, the wife and I were out of town, and I got a picture back of the two of us at this event. I was like, don't you ever post this.
Now you acting like her. You acting like,
Right. And I'm like, don't you ever post this. You know, but it was sobering, right? So I'm like, okay, you know, I gotta start, you know, gotta start doing some stuff and start pushing myself, right? You know, it got me thinking, like, man, how much tougher it is the older you get to drop weight. Like, it used to be nothing for me to get up and go to the gym. Like, before me and my wife got together, me and one of my buddies, we'd go to the gym twice a day. Right. Monday through Friday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, we was in there every morning and every night, Monday through Friday.
Life got its way of changing things, brother.
It does. It does. It will slow you down, man.
It will slow you down. It will humble you.
Absolutely.
Because your man's is kind of on that kick too. So wife and I, this was today. So we took our lunch together because we were both at home. Lunch together, and we were just conversating. So we went outside, you know, and it was a beautiful, beautiful afternoon, right?
Yeah.
So I said, well, let's take a walk. We got an hour, you know. Let's go ahead and walk around the neighborhood, you know. And she was like, no. I was like, well, why not? She was like, the dog's gonna chase me. I said, the dogs ain't thinking about you.
I'm with her on that.
Sure as I said that, somebody's walking down the street with a dog, and the dog's trying to come down the driveway. Could have been friendly.
Could have been, yeah.
But she has this fear, right? And I don't know what to do about it. So she says, well, let's go to the park and let's walk the park. I was like, sweetheart,
I'm with her.
Even if you go to the park, people have their dogs. You know, they're going to be dogs on the trail.
It's a little bit different, though, when you walk in at the park. The opportunity of catching something stray in the park compared to catching something stray in the neighborhood is different. And I'm with her like that.
Really?
Because Yeah, I don't like walking. You know, we used to do it all the time, right?
Oh, I remember
I-
some of them stories.
Yeah, you know, I'm walking one day and I walk past a tree and I guess there was a bird trying to protect his nest in that tree.
Yeah,
That bird swooped across and popped me in the back of my neck.
yeah,
You know, and all I'm doing is just trying to walk. You know, I ain't
Yeah.
paying them no attention. I catch a feather and everything across the back of my neck.
that
You know,
would
I'm
be
like,
her.
hold up. Yeah,
That would be her, and she will never ever walk again.
yeah.
That's who she is, and that's what's gonna happen.
Hmm.
So I don't really care about the dogs or anything like that. You know, I was like, you know, you carry a stick, the dog come at you, you keep the stick in between you and the dog, and you're good. They're gonna bite what's in front of them. She don't believe that. So last year we were walking, and that surely happened. But she put me in front of the dog.
Mm,
And the dog was not on a leash, but he was in his yard.
right.
I kept calling the owner, and it's like, oh, he's not going to hurt you. We got an electric fence. And sure enough, he came across that electric fence.
Mm,
And
yeah.
I carry, so I told her, I'm gonna shoot your dog.
Mm,
He didn't get any closer. That made him start stepping.
yeah.
I'm going to shoot your dog. You know.
See, I used to walk the neighborhood with my dog,
Mm-hmm.
and a dog came out there and started going after my
The
dog.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't snatch my dog up in the air while this dog is running, trying to jump at my dog.
Yeah.
The dog is jumping on me, trying to jump at my dog while I got my dog up in the air, you know, trying to keep her safe. So yeah, I'd rather go to the park,
Yeah.
between
Okay.
the
All right.
foxes and everything else that come running through here.
Yeah.
You know, we just had another fox sighting the other day. I'm like, nah, let me go to the park.
Yeah.
And see, for us, the closest park is probably about 10, 15 minutes away.
Yeah. Well, park for us is about the same, but
Yeah.
there is a high school maybe about 5 or 6 miles, you know, a little bit away. And I wonder if they'll allow you to walk on the track. Most high schools do
Yeah.
allow people to walk on the track. So
Mhm.
maybe we'll go see, but I don't know. It's just animals are attracted to her. And I don't know if we'll ever be able to get away with it. But
Yeah.
we're on that thing too now. So she got your boy, you know.
Do you ever think about your decreased metabolism?
I don't. But
Mm.
however, food does sit on you quite.
Yeah. Yeah. It does sit on you a lot differently, you know, and so it's kind of it makes you want to change up like what you eat, right? Because
Yep.
I grew up in an environment where you always had a bread, you always had some sort of starch, and you always had some sort of meat every single
Always,
meal.
every single meal.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was brought up the same way.
And to this day, I still kind of cook that way.
Me too. Except for when I got the sugar,
Mm,
I had to pull back on the carbs.
all right.
So I don't eat as much bread, biscuits, white breads, you know, any of that type of stuff. I don't really eat that. Rice was my problem.
Hmm.
I love rice.
Yeah.
Love it.
I grew up. Now, this was one of the things that we used to do. If we had leftover rice from dinner, we had that for breakfast with some eggs and some sausage.
That's right.
I remember being in my economics class, and we had to set a budget. You know, and everybody was given a certain amount of money, and you had to set out like your meals for the week. And so I remember my teacher looking at it, and she's like, "Rice for breakfast?" I'm like, yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah.
Throw some eggs in it, throw some sausage in it, you good.
Yeah.
You know, and she just seemed like so appalled 'cause she had never heard of that. You know?
Well, you know, now that I'm going to say I'm a Southerner, you know,
Okay.
but I have some deep Southern roots. My grandfather has always said, there's no food that should be classified as breakfast food because you just need to eat. You need to eat.
Need to eat,
So-
yeah.
So having chicken wings for breakfast, having pork
Mhm.
chops for breakfast, having rice for breakfast. Potatoes has always been on the plate for breakfast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only thing
Yeah.
different was eggs. But he
Yeah.
was the type of guy, if he felt like he wanted some scrambled eggs
Mhm.
and some toast for dinner, that's what my grandma gave him. If that's
Yeah.
what he wanted, that's what he got.
Yeah.
And I'm
That
kind of the same way. I don't care what my mom.
I will do Brenner in a heartbeat.
Yeah, bro. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. That's no man. Listen, I done got up in the morning. You know, everybody think it's a delicacy to have shrimp and grits and fish
Mhm.
and grits. I've been eating that way since I was a kid.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So it's nothing for me to get up and sizzle up some shrimp or a piece of fish, especially if I already got it defrosted or it's ready to go. Psh, throw that sucker in a little bit of olive oil in the morning, flip him over a
Mhm.
couple times with some grits and some eggs. I'm in heaven, baby. I'm in
Mhm.
heaven. Oh God. But my new thing is sourdough bread.
Mm.
It doesn't spike the blood sugar. If it's the traditional way of how they make sourdough. Don't just go buy it from the bread aisle. You got to get it from the bakery.
Mm.
It doesn't spike your blood sugar at all. So, and it's got less carbs in it. So I smashes it. Loves it.
I am so you know one of the things that men deal with
Mhm.
as they get older is hormonal changes, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of foods out there that
It's
increase
got
estrogen.
Yes.
And I just decided to Google. Google is dangerous.
Extremely.
Google is more dangerous than social media ever will be. Because when you sit there and you look like, holy crap, the thing that caught my mind was red wine.
Yeah.
And I can't even pronounce half the stuff that's in this, but essentially it says that it can mimic estrogen.
Mhm. Oh, there's a lot. I think there's a lot of green vegetables that are
Legumes.
legumes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spinach.
Soy.
Yeah, I knew that. One.
So I knew about soy. So I kind of limit the amount of soy that I take in.
I don't.
But
zero.
But it's strange because the number of foods that if you look has soy in it.
Yeah. Well, if you buy, what is it called? I forgot what they call it. But it's when they make it, soy is like a filler.
Yes.
Yeah, soy is a filler in a lot of those things. So I try not to eat the packaged rices and the packaged any of them things that you could just boil and cook. Then most of them will have soy in it as a filler.
Garlic increases estrogen production and absorption. I love garlic on stuff.
I do too.
Like a friend of ours was like, when I was sick for all those weeks, she was like, get you some garlic.
Yeah.
It'll help knock that out.
It's got a lot of antioxidants in it.
Yes. I'm sitting there taking like spoonfuls of the garlic, the chopped garlic. I'm taking spoonfuls.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't know this about the estrogen.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap.
Now, my crazy self would take a spoonful of honey and lace it with the garlic.
The garlic, yeah.
On top of it.
Yeah.
and hit that.
I would go to the Chinese restaurant, get me some hot and sour soup.
Yeah.
And just dump garlic into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When I was sick. And it helped me for like a day or two, and then it came back. But man, I'm like blown away by this, man.
But there's a lot more vegetables too that increase estrogen, but they're all supposedly healthy vegetables too.
Right.
These are the vegetables that you eat. I think carrots is on the list.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few others popular. Tomatoes. There's a lot.
You know, one of the things that we all deal with is joint pains and stuff, right?
Ooh, God, yeah.
So I've really been looking into DDP Yoga, Diamond Dallas Page.
Mhm.
He's a former wrestler.
Right?
Yeah, former wrestler
Yeah.
who he's in his 60s now.
Mhm.
And he didn't start wrestling until like he was in his 30s. Like he started wrestling in his 30s.
Oh, wow.
And to have the career that he had starting that late, people are just amazed by it. But what he did was he helped a lot of people rebuild their lives
Mhm.
by, a lot of people who were strung out on drugs. He helped them get clean. A lot of people who were strung out on painkillers and stuff like that. So he started a whole yoga platform to help people, deal with the pain and people, like so many people are like praising how well this stuff is done for them, like to the point where they don't lift weights anymore. A lot of them are saying like they're in the best shape of their lives. And these are like 40, 50, 60-year-old men and women who have started this program and have just made such a difference in their life.
Right.
Yeah. So that's one that I'm really looking into, man, just to kind of deal with a lot of the joint stiffness and stuff like that. Because, man, I get up in the morning and like, I don't want to wake up Mrs. Russ, because I usually wake up before her. Yeah. So usually I either come across the hall to my home office and I'll start working on stuff, or I'll go downstairs. Mm-hmm. And just the struggle sometimes first thing in the morning to like get downstairs is like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, because you got to warm them feet up, baby. The knees.
Yes, man.
I get it. Trust me.
Man, and it's like just with all of this stuff, man, just becomes a higher risk of a lot of chronic diseases, man.
Right.
That we end up, having to deal with. Something I didn't know, we had Saphir on a couple times talking about his deal with prostate cancer.
Prostate cancer, right. Yeah.
I don't know where I heard this, and it just crossed my mind again, and I need to go back and look into it. It talked about deli meat.
Yes.
Plays havoc on your prostate.
Yeah. Oh man, what did it
I
call
didn't know this.
What did they call it? When it's oh my God. I have to stay away from that too. Where they make the deli meats, the salamis, the bologna, all of that type of stuff. I can't eat that stuff. I can't eat it. So I have a hard time with it because I like sandwiches.
Right, me too.
I like that stuff.
The cold cuts.
Cold cuts, baby. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, right.
But you can't have it, man. I forgot what they call it. It's a simple, but it's just eluding me right now.
Mm-hmm.
What is the name of that? I have to look.
Yeah, man. I think that we need to do something to all promote ourselves, getting back in shape. And I was looking at some apps the other day that you can do a walking challenge.
Okay.
And you can share it and people can join in and stuff like that. I think that we need to start something like that.
Really?
Yeah, let's talk that one through, Les, and get a challenge, and we'll share it with the Manspace Nation and let them jump in with this.
We could do that. Yeah. I think that's something that we could work on.
Mm-hmm.
But I found it, and this is crazy because it's the simplest word in the world: processed.
Yeah. Okay. You know all these other big words, and then you miss processed. Oh my gosh.
Processed meats, processed anything you don't want. But But who has classified processed meats as a group 1 human carcinogen?
Mm. See, you know what? I'm gonna go away from my hooved animals. I'm done with it. I'm going back to where I was.
You was there, and then you slowly came back.
Between you and Mrs. Russ, y'all getting on me. Nah, I'm done with y'all. Going back to my hooved animal free lifestyle that I had. I was good.
But see, your hooved animals is too deep for me. Because you wasn't eating chicken, right?
I was eating chicken. I was only eating chicken breast. I wasn't eating anything else but the breast.
No legs, no thighs.
No.
Oh, Lord Jesus, I don't know how I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I was only doing the breast.
That's what my wife want to do. She is straight up chicken hawk.
Mm.
Straight from the Looney Tunes. She go crazy for it. She eat chicken, bro. She'll eat it 3 times, 4 times a day.
Man.
Chicken. And then I'm like, I gotta have a piece of red meat. She's like, oh no, I can't do it. Don't do it. I'm like, what?
Don't do it.
I gotta have a slab of ribs. I had a pork chop, piece of ham.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I got to, bro. I can't. I listen, man. I'd rather just eat meat and vegetables. You can keep the rice and the potatoes. Oh, I gotta have some beans though. Gotta throw some beans in there.
Well, while you go over there and fart, we're gonna go take a break.
You know what they say, right? Beans, good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart.
Wrong one. Sorry. Oops. Wrong button. There we go. As we do each week, we like to close the show with just a little bit of inspiration. It's courage. It's not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. It takes courage to face our fears head on, to pursue our dreams despite uncertainty, and to stand up for what is right and what we believe in, even when the odds are against us. Remember, every great journey begins with a single step of courage. So embrace your fears, harness your strength, and let courage guide you toward the extraordinary. You have to believe in yourself and your ability to overcome any obstacle. So dare to dream, dare to act, dare to be courageous in every aspect of your life. You see, Manspace Nation, the world awaits the brilliance that your courageous spirits can bring forth.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have anything to say today for the first time ever. I ain't got nothing to say. Bravo. Not very
I stumped him.
It's not very many times. Not very many times I'm quiet. I make up something.
No, it's not. It's not. He must be holding one back.
I ain't holding
them beans got him. Manspace Nation, make sure you check out Russ's Corner on the manspacepodcast.com and check out the stores, shop.themanspacepodcast.com. Get you some more of the fire before it runs out. And on that note,
we out of here.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Man Space.
Whichever platform you listen to us on, make sure you subscribe and don't miss a show.
Remember to keep up with all the Manspace updates on our website, themanspacepodcast.com.
And you can follow us on Instagram at ManspaceNat1.
Until next time, Manspace Nation, he's Les, I am Russ, and we are out
Out of here.